Green01, I'm a good second, and welcome to the things they missed in 20W45A, the first snapshot for Minecraft 1.17, the Caves and Cliffs update. If you're looking for a general showcase of the snapshot, then this is not a video for you. This is the kind of video that shows you the things that most people have missed in their showcase videos. Now, I'm not guaranteeing that the exact video you've seen hasn't mentioned these things that I'm about to mention, but I'm just saying that these are little factoids that most people probably miss. I actually wanted to make a regular snapshot showcase video, but I decided to make this instead. Let me guys know if you like this kind of format more, and yeah, let's just get on with the video. So the first thing, the elephant in the room, is the Spyglass Sphere. As you can see, the Spyglass, instead of just zooming in, it has a little bit of an animation. And also you can disable the overlay with F1, and it doesn't work in F5, but as you can see, it has a little zoom out, almost an animation of sorts. So it is different from Auto-Fire in that way. This is also considered a tool, but it doesn't have any durability, although it does not stack. So that's it for the Spyglass. Now let's talk about the copper ore. First thing they mentioned in the changelog is that this is subject to change, the way this generates. I'm not sure how this is going to work, if it's going to be only for copper or for ores, but they did mention in the Minecraft Live show that it's going to generate in veins instead. I'm not sure how that even looks like, but again, this is just subject to change, the current generation. So keep that in mind, and it's pretty much can be found in any part of the world, like when iron is, but it's more common than iron from my own experience, and you need a stone pickaxe to mine it. Now for the calcite and tuff blocks, you need a wooden pickaxe to mine it. For amethyst blocks, you need an amethyst, or should I say, an iron pickaxe to mine it, and they're pushable by pistons. Unlike these buds over here, which are not movable by pistons. If I try, bam. Also, there's a patch note saying that blocks that pistons break are now gonna display particles, which Suzuma didn't interpret properly in his video, and for some reason he thought that's going to be displaying the piston particles themselves. So that's what Suzuma got wrong in his video. And yeah, interesting thing about these is they take longer to mine compared to regular amethyst. So unless you have efficiency on your pickaxe, you're gonna notice the difference between these two. And there's a lot of interesting things about all of these little things. First of all, there's a bug in this version. All of these buds, they do not drop themselves if you have Silk Touch, even though it says so in the changelog, so that's a bug. And they all can be moved by pistons, except for the clusters. The clusters cannot be moved by pistons, they will drop themselves, and you cannot also wash them away with water, because all of these blocks are waterloggable. Interesting thing about all of these is that they have a hitbox. Unlike grass, you cannot walk through them. You can actually stand on them. So for example, I'm gonna show you in my F3 menu. Look at my coordinates. They're going to change every time I step on these. On a new stage of growth, it's going to increase the number, which is not the same for this. It's gonna have pretty much the exact same number, except for the first stage is going to be a little lower. So yeah, these all have interesting hitboxes, as you can see here. And another thing about all of these blocks is that they emit an amount of light, which I'm going to demonstrate right here. The value goes as follows: 1, 2, 4, and 5 for the cluster, and that's pretty much it for all of these blocks. One thing I should mention about fortune is that it increases the possible amount you can get, but you can only get 4, 8, 12, or 16. You cannot get anything in between of those. If you have fortune 3, you can have 16, 12, 8, or 4. If you have fortune 2, you can have 12, 4, or 8. And if you have fortune 1, you can either have 4 or 8. But if you just mine it with anything else, or if you just break it using pistons, you can only have 4 of these. And just as with these blocks of amethyst, you need an iron pickaxe or better to get any of these blocks. And another thing, these are quite buggy now. You can dupe them using pistons, and you can also use them for TNT dupers, which is pretty fun. Interesting thing about the tinted glass is that if you spawn a mob, for example a villager, it's going to suffocate, unlike with regular glass. So that's another property that this block does not share with regular glass. Lightning rods, let's talk about these. They need wooden pickaxe to be mined with. As you can see, they stick to pistons. It works. And they have the exact same hitbox as an end rod, just a different model. but it doesn't really change the hitbox itself. Interesting thing, they are the only thing that allows you to channel lightning using your tridents, which are enchanted with channeling, of course, except for entities. So, as you know, if you use a channeling trident on anything, it doesn't shoot lightning, only when you use it on entities. But now you can also shoot it at this thing, and it'll produce lightning. However, this will not give off a redstone signal. This will only have a redstone signal activation occurring if a natural lightning hits it, and the strength signal would be 15. Let's get to the candles actually first. So an interesting thing about candles here is that you can just light the candles using fire chargers, and you can add more candles on top of existing candles, and they'll already be lit. So you don't need to worry about that. You can also extinguish this just by pressing right click. As you can see, you can just do it with an empty head. So that's pretty much it I have to say about these, except that they also float in air, as you can see here. And they don't need a base, so they can just float, which is quite neat. And their light levels are as follows. They go from 12 to 9 to 6 to 3, obviously if they are lit. So that's pretty much it for all of the candles. Now let's get to the candle gags, which are actually, interestingly, a new type of block. As you can see in my F3 menu, this is a new type of block. If I run a set block command, I can make a lime cake candle, for example. So this is not a cake for the block state, this is a new type of block. And if you right click, you will eat it and it'll turn into regular cake and it'll pop off the little candle. Interestingly though, if I go into survival and I have no hunger on me, I can just dupe these, but obviously that's just a bug for now. So yeah, that's pretty much it for all of these, and they also produce a certain amount of light, the same as a regular single candle, which is lit, which is 3. So with that out of the way, this is also a new type of block. This is a lava cauldron. Before, you had block states for cauldrons with levels, and that's how you had your water stored in the block state. But now it's going to be separate blocks. Lava cauldrons, and water cauldrons are all separate block types. And this one gives off a redstone signal of 1. So yeah, that's all for the blocks. Now let's talk about the shulkers. I'm not sure if this is exactly true, but I've heard Slice Slime, which is one of the developers, say that they only will generate new shulkers if the shell is open and they get hit by the shulker bullet. I'm not sure if that's 100% true though, so take that as you will. But what I do know is that the more shulkers there are in the area, the less likely this is to happen. And what does happen exactly is a new shulker is summoned in an area when the old shulker was, which makes the old shulker teleport away. And it doesn't have to be a different shulker shooting a shulker bullet. This shulker can be hitting itself. So you can make a contraption which will make the bullet a bit confused, and it'll shoot the shulker, which will make a new shulker, and the old shulker will teleport away. The new shulker will have full health, so you can keep this cycle going pretty much. And that's how you make an efficient shulker shell farm. I'm not an expert on farms, but that's pretty much the concept explained in detail. And let's talk about the copper blocks here. They do need a stone pickaxe or better to be mined, which is interesting because lightning rods only need a wooden pickaxe to be mined, compared to everything else copper related, so this is interesting. Now I also need to mention that the crafting recipes for these seem to be very unfair, because you're supposed to usually get 6 of these, but alas, you get less than you're supposed to. Now, these actually age differently from other stuff. Interestingly, I just realized this is not a... Okay, we can fix this. Let's pretend that's how this is. Alright, so these will actually age differently from other things. For example, if I speed up the growth of amethyst clusters, which actually, I should mention, they can be waterlogged, therefore water will not break them or wash them away. And they can also grow either in water or in air. But yeah, that's pretty much how that is. So they will grow out of amethyst buds. They don't need to be placed or anything. It'll just happen naturally. And this command also alters how kelp grows or how sugarcane grows, any crops pretty much, but this doesn't make this grow any faster. It will grow, it'll advance a stage from 50 to 82 Minecraft days is how long it takes for it to advance one stage. I'm not sure exactly how that works. My guess is as soon as 50 days pass, there's a chance for it to turn, and if it hasn't happened yet, on the 82nd day, it'll turn over, no matter what. That's just my guess. I'm not sure how this works at all. I'm not a coder, so I don't really know how this works in game, but that's just my best guess on how this stuff ages exactly. It'll take a very long time for this stuff to age, is all I can say about this. And aside from the fact that the amethyst geodes are very, very common, which is most likely going to be changed and be more uncommon, I don't think I have anything else to mention in this. And yes, I forgot to mention bundles as well. An interesting thing about bundles, they actually can store bundles inside of them, and these bundles can store items inside of them. So you can make some kind of crazy bundleception, and yeah, it's going to be pretty crazy. Opening them all up, I imagine somebody making an infinite bundle. That'll be really funny, unless they change how this behaves. You can also not put shulker boxes inside of bundles, which is interesting. And that's pretty much all I had to say about bundles, except, as you can see, ender pearls, there are only 12 ender pearls in this, but they take up a lot of space. That's because the stacking is proportional. If you have a water bucket, that's a full bundle for you right there. And you can also store empty bundles in bundles, and they're going to be, even though regularly they don't stack themselves, if I grab another bundle here, it's not going to stack. But there is some kind of stacking going on here, as you can see. If I put multiple bundles into one bundle, yeah, there is some kind of stacking. I'm not sure exactly how proportional it is, but it might be just like regular stacks to 64. And yeah, that's pretty much how bundles work. They're a little bit weird, but that's about it. Another thing I need to mention is that before shulkers would be able to anchor to each other, for example, if another shulker hits this shulker, it'll be aggroed and they will start a fight. This is no longer the case. Now you need to make them fight each other, or as I said, you can make a shulker hit itself and they'll produce a new shulker. But yeah, that's it for this version. Thank you guys for watching this video. Let me know if you enjoy this kind of format, because I thought this could be interesting, because it's not a regular showcase. It'll gives you much more information, some little factoids that some people might find interesting. Anyways, thank you for watching. Smash subscribe, ring my bell, and as always, stay.